welcome to Manny's Motivation. Don't know where I got that energy from, but we're going to go with it. So today I wanted to talk about overthinking. The reason I chose this topic is because everything that's going on social media and stuff, and it's really great that we're all making a change in things, but I feel like that we are feeling very overwhelmed, and it's very hard to kind of take yourself away from it, and especially when with overthinking and stuff, it's been really hard. So that's why this week I felt like the best video and the topic to focus on was overthinking. And trust me, I'm the CEO, the queen of overthinking. I struggle with this so much. Well, I used to, not as much now. So the reason I wanted to talk about knocking stuff over, great. Overthinking was because with social media, and especially with anxiety, you do tend to overthink so much, and it is such a struggle, right? And one thing that I came across was from Dr. Julie saying that overthinking, like, we always get told ways to distract ourselves from overthinking, but we never get told to challenge ourselves and tackle overthinking. And that's exactly, it's so true. And I thought about it, and even with one of the specialists, psychological specialist, one of them, online, her name is like Rima, she's like based in Dubai or something. She was saying also about overthinking, right? She gave a really great example, which I wanted to talk to you guys about. So the example that she gave me was, well, not me, but online, was the pink elephant. So the more you're told about not to think about pink elephant, what you're going to think about? The pink elephant, right? So with overthinking, like, why are we not told ways to tackle this? Why are we told ways to distract ourselves but not tackle it? So I wanted to share the two things that I use, or the two things that I've been told by my therapist that have helped me and that I've used and I felt like was actually so much better with me. So the two things I wanted to start with was journaling and worry time. So I wanted to go into journaling. I feel like when it comes to journaling and things, we're told when we're told about journaling, right, we think, oh my god, we're going to pour our whole feelings into paper, and oh my god, it's going to bring all the emotions out of the world, right? And that's kind of was my worst fear. That's why journaling was the last thing I wanted to do. I was like, nah, I don't want to journal. But then I realised there's links, there's tips to help you, which I'll put at the end of the video like usual. The links that I saw was, so I wanted to approach how do I go about journaling, right? Because I felt like the previous things I used weren't helping me for journaling. So what I did, I googled up efficient ways to journal, right, on Google. And one thing that I came across was the types of questions you should ask yourself, like how you're feeling, your mood, rate your mood, why you, like, really break it down. So why do you feel this way? What's the emotion behind it? What triggers it? So an example I can give you for me was, let's say, recently I had a really bad housemate. He's got escorted out, so we're good. But he was triggering my anxiety because he used to corner me, used to harass me and whatnot. That made me feel really, really uncomfortable. So I wrote down my mood. It was making me feel anxious, making me feel worried, making me feel scared. And then I was like, why is he making me feel like that? So I was like, his behaviour, his proximity about being close and stuff, also just being creepy weird, like creepy roadman weird. So I wrote all that down and I broke it down, and I was like, okay, I literally broke each emotion down. I was like, okay, I feel this way because of the X, Y, and Z. I felt this way because of this. And having that on paper broken down, I was like, actually, you know what? This is actually not bad. Like, it's making me realise, oh, why do I feel the way I feel? Because usually when we feel emotion, right, we won't take the time to understand the emotion and why we're feeling the emotion. We'll just jump to, okay, let's fix this. Let's brush it away. Like, in Indian households, we never address anything. We kind of brush it under the rug, which it tends to be a big pile, and we just ignore it and never ever talk of it again. So I feel like from my background, talking about things like this is harder, and breaking it down to understand why I feel, you just kind of brush it away. And the thing is, that's the thing about overthinking, right? The more you brush it away and the more you're like, don't think, it's going to be at the back of your mind constantly, like literally like a mechanic thing, just going and going and going and going, and you're going to feel shit. So I feel like that works for me. I don't know if that will work for you, but there is ways that you can organize your journal that's effective for you. And writing things down and seeing it on paper, like, it is hard to start off with, but no good thing always starts easy, right? You have to push and keep trying. It's like riding a bike, right? The first time you got on the bike, you didn't just ride it and you were just like, okay, now I'm gonna do bike riding of France or whatever, the marathon thing that they do. I need to educate myself on that. But yeah, so that's one of the things that you can approach. Worry time is another one. So worry time is giving your overthinking, let's say, an allocated time. So let's say that you want to give it 30 minutes. And usually that's best for the start of the day, because you can clear the slate out and then you can just think about it again, right? Then you won't have to think about it again. Sorry, correcting myself. So what you do with worry time, let's say you schedule it for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on what it is. So you do a worry tree. So with the worry tree, it talks about breaking the worry down, whether it's hypothetical or whether it's an actual worry, like is it a physical worry? So with that, it'll be like, you break it down and you'll be like, hypothetical. So let's say a hypothetical worry, I feel like I'm going to get eaten by a bear. That's a hypothetical worry, right? Even though that's the most obvious one, but when we're anxious and stuff, we carry on, even though we tell ourselves, okay, it's fine. But sometimes breaking that worry down and thinking, okay, do I have to worry about this? Am I in danger or anything? No. Okay, do I have to worry about it again? No. Is it going to happen now? No. So you break it down like kind of a spider diagram. And if it's like, let's say something about like paying my rent, right? So let's say paying my rent on the 15th. Okay, so it's not the 15th yet, right? And the worry's back in my head how I'm going to pay my rent or whatnot. We'll say, okay, well, I'm going to get, like, is this worry a worry, like a real worry or a hypothetical worry? Oh, yes, it's a real worry. Break it down again. Okay, it's a real worry. Am I going to pay the rent today or something? No. So you have to kind of see, okay, bottom line is, does it need action now or does it need action later? So you just have to tell yourself that and train your brain about that again and again. So another thing that I was saying about worry time and journaling, those are the two things that I've come across that help. So once you've done that, then you can kind of move on to other things. It's like the one example I gave my friend the other day is like a washing machine load, right? And think of your brain as a washing machine load, right? Never thought I'll say that, but you know, hey ho. Think of your brain as a washing machine load. The more clothes you keep fitting in there, you can't fit in any more clothes until you take that load out, and then you can wash a new load. That's like your brain. The more you keep thinking and adding things until you address what's in your brain right now, you're not going to be able to move forward, and you're not going to be able to solve these problems, or you're not going to be able to be happier or less stressed. So with overthinking, there are ways that we can control it, because we're told to do yoga, exercise, and meditation. I do think meditation is good, but for me, meditation helps calm my mind down and helps set me up for the day. But the thing is, I don't sit there and just meditate in silence. So for instance, I listen to guided meditation. That's why I don't feel like it addresses the things or the issues or tackles them for me. That's why I have to feel like I have to journal it, even though journaling's hard, but we do it. There's another thing is that I will add an image of this on Instagram later on. But there's a gratitude journal, which is really good as well. So it tells you about your mood. It tells you also like all the factors that are part of overthinking, and like, lack of sleep, eating healthily, having your vitamins and stuff, doing regular exercise, things like this that actually affect it. And it actually breaks it down why it affects your brain and what the reason is and the benefits of that. So I would definitely recommend getting that, because that is really good. And it also gives you time to kind of limit yourself from technology, which I feel like is very important, especially with everything that's going on in the world. It's good to be informed, but it's good to take a break, because these type of things do leave a bit of a negative impact. As much as you want to make a change, you can't make a change unless you take care of yourself and your mental health first. Then you could go about making a change, right? It's like, imagine you've fallen over, right? And you've got, let's say, a bloody knee or scabbed knee. You can't be running over helping your friend until you've sorted out your knee and what's going on, and then help them out. And once you've sorted yourself out, that's the same with your mental health, right? We need to prioritize that like we do with everything else. That's the thing, unfortunately, we don't prioritize our mental health enough. But now it's being more talked about and made more aware. We do prioritize that, and we do acknowledge ourselves in that. So I do think that's a good thing. But yeah, this video is a short video compared to the rest of the videos, because with overthinking I just wanted to talk about ways that we can address it and what's healthy for us. So those are the one or two things that has helped me and is helping me currently, so I don't feel like overwhelmed, because when you're overthinking, your brain feels just so heavy that you just want to chuck it out the window, or you can't sleep, or it has an impact on all your life and all factors of your life. You can't enjoy yourself with your friends or anyone in the moment, and you can't usually let go, or you feel like you enjoy yourself for a snippet and then you're back to that state again. So I hope these things are handy that I've talked about, but I will add more links on my page, so make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you follow for more Manny's motivation. But yeah, for now, I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next new video. Bye!